Alright guys, welcome to our video notes on function notation. This is Unit 2.2, the second chapter of Unit 2. So basically, dealing with function notation today, so there's a few kind of basic things that we kind of need to get down when we're dealing with function notation. So the first thing is kind of like how we say it. So you see it, f parentheses of, and then there's like an x, kind of inside the parentheses here. Now, right off the bat, the one thing I want to get into people's heads is do not multiply, because a lot of times what's going to happen is this x is going to be replaced with like a number. So like say like f parentheses 5 or f parentheses 2. And what a lot of people want to do is, well, f times 2. That is not the case. We're not going to multiply. Basically, the way we kind of say it is f of x. And again, this f can be replaced with anything. I could have g of x or h of x or b of x. Shoot, this x could even be different. But generally speaking, because that's our input. Usually x is our input. So basically, function notation, another way you could think about it is, y equals like, let's just take a random linear equation we've dealt with. Y equals 3x plus 5. We can replace that y with an f of x, and it'll basically just kind of be the same thing. It's essentially the same. We're doing the same thing. It's just two different ways to write the same exact thing. And basically, what we're doing with function notation, which is essentially the same. It's a problem that we've done before. Basically, as I said, you're going to have a number inside the parentheses here, and you're going to have f of x equals and then some equation. The way that you figure this out, plug in this number into x. Plug the number into x. Alright? Pretty straightforward, actually. So if we go to this one right here, and you don't have to writing anything in here. Don't worry about writing anything in there. F of 2 for this first example. So f of 2, I got a number 2 inside there, and I got to plug that into x, basically. What I can do is I take this 2, and this is the equation I'm going with here. All right. Again, you have three different equations you're working with. You got to determine which equation you're using. Take this equation and plug this number into all my x's. So what it's going to turn out to be is 8 times, and then this x I'm going to put a 2, minus 2, and then to the power of 2 plus 1. And then from there, I just got to simplify everything out. 8 times 2 is 16. Minus 2 plus 1 is 3 to the third power is going to be 8. 16 minus 8 gets me a number 8. Okay? Go to this example right here. G of negative 5. So I look at that G there. F, G, H. Probably going to be using the one with the G, actually. So I take that G of x and I plug it in. Take that negative 5 and plug it into all these x's right here. So it's going to get me negative 5 squared plus 2 times negative 5, again, because that's x, I just put a negative 5 in there, and then plus 5. And then simplify everything out. Negative 5 squared is a positive 25. Please be careful when you're putting that in your calculators. Your calculators will get it wrong if you do not type it in a certain way. So 25 minus 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, and that plus 5 stays the same. If you add it all together, just type that all in a calculator, you get yourself out the number 20. Okay. Now you can also plug in variables, or basically plug in letters. I mean, it doesn't all have to be numbers. So g of b squared, again, you're going to be using the same equation as we used over here. But what you're going to do is you're going to take that b squared and plug it in for all those x's right there. So I'm going to get b squared to the squared, because again, it's that x squared, plus 2, and then for that x, instead of 2x, I'm going to put a b squared in, and then plus 5. Now for this one, you're not going to get out a certain, say number like you did for the first example or the second example. You're going to just get left with kind of an expression. So the only real thing we need to really simplify is this first term right here. 2b squared, that's going to just be 2b to the second plus 5. And then b to the second, again, going back to your exponent rules, you multiply those, so that turns into b to the 4th, because all you do is just multiply 2 times 2 there. Going to example 4 here, you're going to go with h of y minus 3. We're going to be now dealing with this equation right here. Actually, I'm going to erase some of these stuff up here. So we're going to be dealing with that h of x right now. And 9x minus 22, but instead of that x right there, you guessed it, you're going to take that y minus 3 and go ahead and plug it in. So y minus 3. And then what you do, distribute that y out. We just need to simplify this out. We're going to distribute the y out, the 9 out, excuse me. Get 9y minus 27 minus 22. Simplify the negative 27 and the negative 22 to get 9y minus 49. And that's what you got for that one. Example 5, we'll just go ahead and skip that one. I wouldn't worry about doing that one at all. G of 0. So again, we're going back to this one. Going back to this equation right up here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and erase this. We're going back to this equation right here. So wherever I see an x, x squared is going to become 0 squared. 2x plus 2x is going to become plus 2 times 0 plus 5. And I'm pretty sure if you simplify everything out, this is 0 plus 5, which all of that is going to equal to 5. And then f of a, you take now, instead of dealing with this equation right here, we're going to be dealing with this equation right here, f. And instead of an x, just plug in a for everything. So it's going to be 8, and instead of 8x, it's going to be 8a minus 2 to the, instead of x plus 1, it's going to be a plus 1. And that's all you got to do for that. You don't have to do anything else. Don't have to, simplify down. There's nothing we can do to simplify down. That's it. And then finally, h of 1, I'm going to be using this h of x right here. Take the 1, plug it in for x. You're going to get 9 times 1 minus 22, which is 9 minus 22, which is going to get yourself a negative 13 for that, okay? So again, basic function notation, you take whatever's inside the parentheses, even though if it's a little expression or a number, and you just plug it in for your variables. More than likely, it's going to be an x. Now, first of all, I apologize for the blurriness on all of this, but basically, what we want to do now is, instead of finding the value of a function at a given x value, you're given the value of the function, find the value of x. So you have, if f of x equals 15, find x. And let's say, and you say, let's say you got this first, trying to go back here. You got the first function it gives you was 2x minus 3. Now, what you can do with that is, if you know that f of x equals 15, you can take this and just plug it in for that f and replace it with that first f of x right there. And essentially you get an equation 15 is equal to 2x minus 3. Or basically what you do is, if f of x equals 15, f of x equals 2x minus 3, set these two equal to each other. And then from there, it's basically just solving straight up linear equation. 18 equals 2x, divide by 2 on both sides, you're going to get x equals 9. This one right here, g of x equals 11. I take this 11, put it in for this g of x right here. Get 11 equals 3x plus 2. Solve it out, subtract the 2 over, 9 equals 3x. Divide by 3, you're going to get x equals 3. Same with this one. Take the wx, plug the 14 in right there. 14 equals 3x minus 7. Solve the linear equation out. Plus 7, you're going to get 21 is equal to 3x. Divide by 3, x equals 7 for that, all right? And then same for this one. H of x equals negative 25. Take the negative 25. Replace it with this. You get yourself negative 25 is equal to negative 2x minus 5. Plus 5, get negative 20 is equal to negative 2x. Divide by negative 2, you get x equals positive 10. So basically, if it's ever asking you to find x, not find what f of x is, but to find x, you just set these two things equal to each other and just solve for x. That's basically what you're doing there. Alrighty. So that is where the function notation notes are going to end for today. Again, really kind of short notes, really kind of straightforward concept. Again, function notation, we're just either solving the equation or plugging it in and simplifying it out. So thank you guys for watching. Keep on the lookout for more videos.